You've already made the decision to move to the cloud. That's not your biggest problem. What might happen when you move to the cloud is a huge communication breakdown. Something to think about. My name is Matt Rosenthal. I'm the CEO of Mindcore Technologies. We've been in business for over 20 years, and we've been guiding and leading people on cloud migrations for over 10 years. We've seen everything. We've heard everything. When it comes to a cloud migration, you really have to do your due diligence and make sure that you're using the right IT company. But part of that due diligence and part of that roadmap is making sure that the communications plan is really solid. Let me share with you a story of something that we had happen earlier this week, which it may be valuable to you. And it's something that could happen to anybody, but we were actually taken back because we're pretty good at communications. It's one of our core values is to really make sure that we're communicating solid with everybody so that you're comfortable and you know what's happening and the experience is a positive one. But what happened with us and our client was we've been working on this cloud migration for about 2 months. We've planned it, we've had meetings, we've gone over everything that could go wrong, and everybody's comfortable. The client, the two partners that are owners of the firm, it's an accounting firm that we're migrating from their premise-based solution over to Microsoft's cloud. They've been involved and everything's been great. But we had a really unusual miscommunication just a few days ago, which led to the client getting really frustrated, and we couldn't understand why. We couldn't understand what the frustration was or even how the miscommunication happened. So let me just tell you what it was. And the reason for this is because when you're on your journey doing your cloud migration, you as the person who's migrating just need to be careful that your communications with your IT provider or your own internal IT team that's handling the migration, that they're clear every time. So we're actually doing the cloud migration on a Friday that has yet to happen. For whatever reason, one of our engineers was speaking with the office manager in this particular firm, and the end user asked a question about migrating some data. Technician, engineer answered the question, and conversation over, nobody thought anything of it. All of a sudden, one of the partners asks this office manager a question about the migration, and the office manager tells him this. And by the way, if you're ever watching this video and you're my client, we're just using it as a lesson learned. Please, no offense. What they said was, they already began the cloud migration. They did it last Friday, and the partner was having a problem, which is why they were talking. He couldn't find some of his Excel documents. When she said that, he thought that we did the migration and that we screwed up their system and that we lost data and that things weren't working because of that. Just think about that miscommunication. And then that person called the other partner, who then called me. I'm the owner of the company, and the particular firm that we're talking about as a relationship that I tend to work, that I deal with. I get this call and I'm so confused. I'm like, how could this even be possible? It sounds like a big miscommunication. Reach out to my engineers and my team lead, and it turns out that yes, they know that they had that communication, but they can't figure it out. So long story short, the next day we get on the phone with them and we all established this. This was a miscommunication. When the customer heard what she heard, she did think she heard that we did a cloud migration. And rather than just checking in with us and clarifying, they got really upset. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, they were at an 11. They were worried, they thought we lost data, not a good situation. And we were like, wow, we've communicated everything so clearly. So here's what came out of that. One, we used it as an opportunity to ensure that when we're working with our clients, we always follow up with an email. We always make sure that we're clear. In this case, we didn't. In this case, for whatever reason, we didn't send out that email saying, hey, just to confirm the conversation we had, here's what we just discussed. If there wouldn't have been a miscommunication. Why is this important to you? Because if you're contemplating a cloud migration or you're in the midst of it, you've got to make sure that when you're having conversations about every step of the way, about anything that's going on, well, this is a reminder that I have of a lesson that I've learned that I teach my team over and over and over that we didn't do in this case. Repeat back to the person you're speaking to, hey, just to confirm that we're on the same page, we just talked about this, this, and this. Sound good? Is that what you heard? And the person's gonna say, no, I just heard that you're migrating our data now. Oh, no, let me clarify. No, we're doing it next week. That simple, it's not really a trick, that simple interpersonal communication skill, the ability to validate what the other person is saying and make sure you're hearing what they mean is critical in every aspect of life, but it's really critical in the cloud migration. So the reason I'm sharing this video, and I do hope it's helpful, is to at least get that thought out there and get that out there to you guys. If you're working with a provider, don't just take what they're saying as an assumption that you understand what they mean. Just ask them, hey, is this what you meant? Have them repeat back, yes, or vice versa. So that's my message. It's really about interpersonal communication, but it's also about making sure that your cloud migration goes smoothly and that you don't have any unnecessary discomfort, or you're not upset, or there's no worry or anything that is totally avoidable because of a miscommunication. Communications is central to every project, and every project needs to be managed with communications at the base, at the center. And that's how we do it. And if you are ever interested in working with us for any IT services or your cloud migration or cybersecurity, give us a call. We're happy to talk with you. And again, hope this was helpful. Thank you.